Hi, I'm Eric Latif. I've got a quick question for you. Did you vote in the last election of 2007? If you did, do you remember who you voted for as president? You remember who you voted for as MP? Do you remember who you voted for as councillor? You can't remember, but you voted anyway, right? Probably party, three-piece. Well, the thing is, most people in your circle, your friends, your relatives, your workmates, do not remember or even know who they voted for as councillor in the last election or even in the previous election. It probably means that we do not internalize the importance of a ward representative to our daily lives. Please allow me, let me take you through a journey of Nairobi and show you the importance of the local representative in your area. Well, let's begin right here in the central business district of Nairobi. City Hall should ensure that there are proper walkways for pedestrians all across the CBD, just like this one. But is this the case? Take a look. Pedestrians are a neglected lot in the CBD. The only parts of the city that have specially designated walkways are along Kenyatta Avenue, Mama Ngina Street, and the famous Aga Khan Walk. Outside these areas, you're expected to sort yourself. Next time you take a walk in the city center, pay attention to the lady in front of you wearing heels. You will commiserate with her. Let's talk about parking. Parking in the CBD has become prime property. You've got to get into town by 8 a.m. to find yourself a slot. If you don't, you have to sweet talk a parking boy to part with 200 shillings so that he can give you a parking slot. That's on top of paying 140 shillings to the council for parking. What's the long-term solution to parking in the city? Is it high-rise parking bays? Is it improving the commuter system in the city? Whatever it is, City Council. What are you planning to have for dinner tonight? Some vegetables, some greens, sukuma wiki, spinach, some kunde maybe, and some fruits on the side, right? Fruit salad, ripe mango, some oranges, some avocado, maybe some watermelon. Let me show you where that comes from. This is Wakulima Market, arguably the busiest and most important food market in Nairobi. Operations in this market are 24 hours. At night, you'll find trucks offloading produce, mama mbogas busy jostling to get the best produce at the best prices. During the day, it's still busy. Take a look at this gentleman bargaining for this juicy-looking watermelon, oblivious of the hygienic conditions here. Or maybe he's aware of them, only that he got used to this being the state of affairs in Nairobi. When this mama mboga sells you a bunch of sukuma wiki, or this gentleman adds the extra services to make your cooking easier, do you think about the chain from farm to plate? I believe it is safe to state that every Nairobian has eaten sewage sukuma wiki at some point. Of course, you will remember when the government shut down Marikiti for some days to deal with rats and other filth. Other markets under the management of City Hall include the retail market, City Market and Shauri Moyo, or what we call the Bama Market, just to name a few, although I haven't left out many really. But why must all these markets be located within or near the CBD? Why can't we have more markets in our estates for easier access? This is the Shauri Moyo Market, commonly known as the Bama Market. And as you can see behind me, it's jerrycans of water. What does that tell you about the state of affairs inside that market? Hygiene, cleanliness. What do you eat? The meat that you eat in Nairobi sometimes comes from Bama Market. Is it that clean? Well, we all know Nairobi is not a clean city. Take a look at these shots. Shauri Moyo, Integrity Center, Kilimani, South B, Langata, Kileleshwa, no matter which part of Nairobi you live in, you will attest to blocked drainages, burst sewers, piling heaps of garbage, and unreliable supply of water. According to the initial plans of Nairobi City, each neighborhood was supposed to have some social amenities like a shopping center, a school, a dispensary, and a social hall, like this one, the Mudhurwa Community Center, managed by the City Council of Nairobi.
On a Sunday in the morning, it's a church. In the afternoon, community activities can take place. If you want to have a meeting, you hire the hall. During the week, youth activities also happen here. Amenities such as the Mudhuro Community Center are spaced out across the old estates of Nairobi. Question: when did the City Council of Nairobi last construct such a community center? Do you have such a community center in your neighborhood? Do you need one? Of course you do.
Community centers play an important role to a neighborhood. They provide ample space for meetings, gym facilities, churches and other religious events. They also serve as recreational centers for the youth. I'm sure you can't remember the last time City Hall initiated construction of such a center in Nairobi. There are opportunities of even teaming up with private entrepreneurs like those running the Luna Park. City Hall provides the space. Luna Park invests the infrastructure under some public-private partnership agreement. We all would like to see our kids playing outdoors. This generation of PlayStation kids is testimony of neglect by the city authorities.
Now, chances are at least 1 out of every 10 of your friends was born at the Pumwani Maternity Hospital. So in a properly functioning system of government, Nairobi should have more than one Pumwani Maternity Hospital. But what's the current situation? We only have one Pumwani. The rest of the delivery facilities, private hospitals. Why do you have to pay so much money to deliver a baby? Well, you could do it at a properly run facility because you pay tax to the Nairobi City Council.
Even in its current state, Pumwani Maternity Hospital still offers very affordable services as compared to the private hospitals and doctors. There is a case for the establishment of more Pumwanis across Nairobi to serve its residents and ensure peace of mind when one is expecting their bundle of joy. The same applies to dispensaries. These used to be a standard in every estate in the Nairobi of old. Nowadays, we don't trust these facilities. This one is within Gay 2 Estate, a middle-class neighborhood. I can assure you that very few, if any, of the people that live here use this facility. And what about such other amenities as schools? Do you live in Kileleshwa, for instance? Did you know that there is a city council kindergarten right in your estate? Well, and next to it is a primary school. Many people will tell you that they attended Kilimani Primary, or Nairobi Primary, or Martin Luther, Riverbank, Westlands Primary, and the list goes on. Why do our children have to spend hours in traffic crisscrossing the city in search of good schools? City Hall needs to wake up from its slumber and provide more schools, properly equipped and well-staffed.
So that's the sorry state of affairs in Nairobi City today. And whereas we can blame this on poor leadership, you and I must take our share of the blame. In 2007, you voted for a councillor. You don't know his name, you don't know whether he won. Same applies to me. That means the people who've been running City Hall in the last 5, 10 or 15 years are people who have not been accountable to us. They have therefore implemented zero plans for the development of this city. This time, things have got to change. You see, on March 4th, we're going to elect a new kind of government to run Nairobi City. There will be a governor who will be the chief executive officer, and there will be a county assembly comprising of county representatives. Needless to say, these people need to be visionary people. They need to have plans on how to improve this city, on how to better manage this city, to make sure that services are working in this city. You have to choose to run this city by electing the best candidate as county rep, as governor, and as senator. Choose to run this city.